now we are going to study an application of the problems of equilibrium on inclined plane, that is wedge friction. So you can see in the figure, what is a wedge? A wedge is a small metal piece or wooden piece of either triangular section or trapezoidal cross section, which is used to lift heavy loads or blocks of weight, say W, a block of weight W. It is being lifted by placing a wedge underneath it and by applying a horizontal force. By applying this horizontal force, the wedge will move towards left in this direction. As such, the weight got lifted. Okay, so how to analyze such examples? So here we can consider the weight as well as the wedge, free body diagrams of the two blocks separately. So there are three contact surfaces here. The wedge, as it moves in this direction, as the force P is applied, there will be surface contact reaction at this surface. Contact reaction between the wedge and the horizontal floor. There will be a contact reaction normal to this surface. And as the load is applied in this direction, it moves in this direction, there will be frictional force opposite to that. Frictional force in this direction, if you are considering the wedge. Then there is contact between these two, as well as there will be normal reaction from the block acting in the wedge. So there will be normal reaction in this surface. And then the block gets moved upwards. As the block gets moved upwards, this is in contact with this surface, so there will be normal reaction here. So there will be normal reaction from the block, normal to this surface, into the wedge, and these are the three normal reactions. There are three contact surfaces. Then there will be friction in this flow, in this direction, and here, since the block is moving upwards, there will be friction in the downward direction, and the block gets moved upwards, so the friction in the block will be in this direction and friction in the wedge will be in the opposite direction. So application, we have to draw the free body diagrams of, one thing is the weight of wedge is neglected because it is negligibly small compared to the weight lifted. So self weight of the wedge is usually neglected in drawing the free body diagrams. We have to mark the normal reactions as well as the contact surface frictional forces. So draw the free body diagram of wedge as well as the block separately and write down the equations of equilibrium, sigma fx0, sigma fy0, and finally get all the unknown reaction components. So we will see this with the application of or with the help of a numerical example. So I will pass on to the numerical example. So it is nothing but application of equilibrium laws on inclined plane. So I am going to discuss the numerical example on wedge friction. The question is, find the horizontal force P on the wedge of 10 degree as shown in figure to raise the 1500 Newton load. Coefficient of friction is 0.3 at all contact surfaces. So let us see a wedge of 10 degree. By applying a force P, this block of 1500 or the load of 1500 Newton is to be lifted up. Let us consider one by one. First of all, let us consider the weight. This 1500 Newton load, free body diagram of load. Among the block is over this inclined surface of 10 degree, and the first force is the self weight 1500 Newton acting at the center vertically downwards. It should be marked centrally, vertically downwards at the center, 1500 Newton. Then there is contact between the wedge and this surface. So there will be normal reaction R1 acting perpendicular to the surface. Then there is contact between the block and the wedge at this surface. So there will be a reaction normal to this surface. So this is normal to this surface. R2. I have marked this as R1 and this as R2. So the self weight, the normal reaction at the contact surfaces perpendicular to the surface. Now considering friction, the wedge is lifted up as the wedge is lifted up, there will be frictional force acting along this line, mu R1. Mu times R1, frictional force acting downwards because wedge is lifted up. Similarly, the wedge gets lifted up, therefore the frictional force in this plane will also act downwards, mu R2. So these are free body diagram of the load or the block. Now let us consider the equilibrium. See, let us see if we can see 1, 2, 3 forces are in the normal xy direction, Cartesian coordinate direction. This R2 and mu R2 are along the plane and perpendicular to the plane. There are 2 forces which are not in the global xy direction or the usual coordinate directions. These 2 forces has to be resolved along the x and y direction. Otherwise what we have to do is we have to resolve 1, 2, 3. These 3 forces along this inclined plane and normal to the inclined plane. So which will be easier? The 2 forces which are inclined. This R2 force. What is this inclination? If theta is the angle with horizontal 10 degree, the angle with vertical, this angle will also be 10 degree. Now we can resolve this R2 into 2 components, horizontal and vertical component. What will be the vertical? I'll show in this figure. I'll mark W little bit downward, show it downward. This is W. The component of R2 will be, this is in this direction, so this arrow will be towards and this will be the vertical. Hope it is clear. So the horizontal component and vertical component of R2. What are these values? How will you find out? The angle which R2 makes with vertical is 10 degree. I will mark it here. The angle which R2, this is the direction of R2. The R2 makes an angle of 10 degrees with vertical. 10 degrees with vertical. So this vertical component is going to be R2 cos theta and this horizontal component is going to be R2 sin theta because this angle is theta. The angle between the vertical and R2 is 10 degrees. So that vertical component is going to be R2 cos theta and the horizontal component is going to be R2 sin theta. These are the directions. What about mu R2? Similarly, let us resolve. These are the 2 components. Towards this, towards this. The angle is theta. This angle is theta. So this horizontal component is going to be mu R2 cos theta and this vertical component is going to be mu R2 sin theta. So I will repeat once again. Considering the block, first of all mark the self-weight W acting vertically downward. We have marked the self-weight acting vertically downward. Then the normal reaction between this surface and this vertical surface is R1. The normal reaction between the inclined surface and the block is R2. This is R2. Then frictional force. This is coming, this block is moving up, so frictional force is acting down, mu R1 along this vertical line. Here the block is moving up, so the frictional force is mu R2. So R2 and mu R2 are 2 inclined forces and those inclined forces are resolved into 2 components. R2 makes an angle of theta with vertical, so this component is R2 cos 10 and the horizontal component is R2 sin 10. Similarly, mu R2 is inclined to the plane at an angle of theta. It is resolved into 2 components, mu R2 cos theta and mu R2 sin theta. So now all the forces has been resolved in x and y directions. We can write down the equilibrium equation. Write down sigma Fx is equal to 0. Sigma sigma fx is equal to 0. Consider all the forces in horizontal direction. R1 towards right, R1 towards right. Any other force? This is towards left, minus R2 sin theta. This mu R2 cos theta, that is towards left, minus mu R2 cos theta is equal to 0. Equation 1. From this we will get R1 is equal to R2 sin theta is sin 10 minus mu is 0.3, 0.3 cos 10. So we will get R1 is equal to 0.47 R2. Now let us write sigma Fy is equal to 0. Putting sigma Fy is equal to 0, sum of all the vertical forces. Vertical forces, mu R1 is downward, W is downward, this R2 cos theta is acting upwards. So R2 cos theta minus, I can write this, mu R2 sin theta minus W minus mu R1 is equal to 0. That is second equation. R2 cos theta upwards, mu R2 sin theta downwards, mu R1 downwards, W downwards. So sigma Fy is equal to 0. From this, substitute for W, R1 equals 0.47 R2 in here, and from this we will get, I'll write once again, R2 cos 10 minus 0.3 R2 sin 10 minus 1500 minus 0.3 into 0.47 R2 is equal to 0. From that I can get R2 is equal to 1894.63 Newton. So we got the value of R2. Hence substituting here, therefore R1 equals 0.47 R2. So 0.47 R2, we will get 890.48 Newton. Okay, so that first part is over. Consider the block, draw the free body diagram, mark the forces. The forces which are not in the normal Cartesian coordinate directions, resolve them into Cartesian coordinate directions x and y. Sigma Fy 0, sigma Fx 0. Now coming to the wedge. You come to the free body diagram of the wedge. Coming to the free body diagram of the wedge, this angle is theta. Weight of wedge is neglected. So weight of wedge neglected, is not taken into account because wedge is a very small piece. Then what are the forces acting on the wedge? You can mark the forces in the contact surface. In this surface there will be a vertical reaction, contact reaction R3. Then this is R2 in this surface. Opposite to that, always it should balance. So internal forces should exist in pairs or balance. So if this is from the wedge towards the block, if it is R2 in the upward direction, from the block to the wedge it will be in the downward direction. Then the frictional force mu R2 is acting downwards. So there the frictional force mu R2 will be acting upwards. Now the force P is applied in this direction. So wedge has a tendency to move towards left. So the frictional force here should act, the frictional force will be acting mu R1. Okay, mu R3, this is R3, so frictional force will be mu R3. So the total forces, considering the free body diagram, the forces acting on the wedge are the external force P applied towards left. So at this contact surface there will be friction in mu R3. At this contact surface there will be reaction normal to the surface. This is normal to the surface. here the reaction normal to the surface. So frictional force mu R2 in this direction, mu R3 in this direction. So these are the forces. Now considering the forces, there are mu R3 and R3 are in normal x and y direction. R2 and mu R2 are in inclined directions. We have to resolve those two. What about R2? This R2, if this angle is theta, angle between the normal, I will drop a perpendicular here. This angle will also be 10 degree. If this is 10, the angle between the vertical and the normal component, this will also be, this is vertical, R2. Angle with the vertical is 10 degrees. So we have to resolve the two. How do you resolve it? This is the vertical component, so this will be acting in this direction. This is the vertical component acting towards it. The horizontal component, at this point if you consider, this will be the horizontal component. Vertical component will be R2 cos 10. And this horizontal component will be R2 sin 10. So R2 is resolved into two, R2 cos 10 and R2 sin 10. Similarly, this mu R2, you resolve this mu R2 into two components. Acting in this direction. So we have to, I will draw it in this direction. I will extend this to make it more clear. This is mu R2. This is making an angle theta. So it's away from the joint. So this is away from the joint. Away from the joint. This is away. So this will be mu R2 cos 10. This will be mu R2 sin 10. Okay. So the mu R2, if you have to resolve it into two components, one will, it is acting away from a point, so it will be having mu R2, this angle is 10, same as the plane, so mu R2 cos 10 and mu R2 sin 10. Now the thing has become easier, we can simply write sigma fx0, sigma fy0. So this is R3. Okay, so considering the free body diagram of the bridge, now I have marked all the, resolved all the force components. Sigma fx is equal to 0 will give us R2 sin 10 towards right, mu R2 cos 10, 0.3 R2 cos 10 towards right, there is mu R3 towards right, mu I will mark mu self 0.3 R3, then P towards left, minus P is equal to 0, that is equation 3. Next, let us consider sigma Fy is equal to 0. Considering the vertical equilibrium, R3, then mu R2 sin 10 plus 0.3 R2 sin 10, this R2 cos 10 downwards, minus R2 cos 10 is equal to 0. So considering the equilibrium of the wedge, and writing sigma fx0, sigma fy0. From this, I can get R3. R3 can be 0.3 R2 sin 10 minus R2 cos 10. Substituting the value of R2 here, I can get R3 as 1767.15 Newton. So I have got all the normal reactions R1 up to R3. Now how to get P? Consider from equation 3, we'll get P is equal to R3 and R2 terms are there. Now R3 is available, R2 is available. So you can substitute for P. We'll get it is 0.3 R3 plus R2 into sin 10 plus 0.3 cos 10 will work out to 1418.9 Newton. So you have to be a little bit careful while resolving the forces, that's all. So consider the free body diagram one by one. Resolve the forces which are not in the usual xy directions. Write down sigma fx is equal to 0, sigma fy is equal to 0. We can get all the contact reactions as well as the force applied on the wedge. Thank you. The next video we will see another numerical example on wedge, which is a university question.